Wow, so the Madlanga Commission is having curveball after curveball after curveball thrown at it. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 curveballs that hit the Madlanga Commission one after the other. And if you stay with me until my biblical reaction, I think I'll give you a message that's a little comforting in these crazy times. And then we give you a bonus of an exciting announcement that's coming, because we're on a mission that South Africa will prosper. Are you ready? Press like and let's go. So, Adv Terry Motau, the evidence leader in the Madlanga Commission, suddenly resigned about 2 days ago.
It's an internal matter for the moment, and what is critically important for us as the Commission is that the inquiry is progressing and we are squarely focused on the task at hand, particularly given its critical importance for the country and rule of law.
I hear that, and I think it's on that very point that I might have to push you slightly. What I found in my experience is that often when things are left out in the open, it really breeds into conjecture and speculation, and in some ways may take away from the substance of this particular inquiry. So perhaps let me ask my question differently. Is there any credence to what we've heard so far about Terry Motau possibly wanting to step away from the inquiry?
Again, this is an internal and a sensitive matter, so we're not going to be ventilating it in public. What's important for the Commission is that the hearings are proceeding. We are squarely focused on the job at hand, and certainly we understand the public concern, anxiety. At an appropriate point, we will talk in more detail to it, but for the moment we have a hearing that's starting at 9:30, and the public hearings are scheduled to unfold over the rest of the week, with Lieutenant General Khumalo on the stand. So that's what we are preoccupied by the work, and we will deal with these internal matters.
Well, later in this video, you're going to find out that the hearings are not continuing as scheduled. But this gentleman puts it well.
The Commission had started out by the judge explaining that they're going to be as transparent as possible. Leaving this to speculation and to guesswork might undermine the actual Commission process. If all of us are thinking our reasons of our own as to why the chief evidence leader, it's not the evidence leader, it's the chief evidence leader, has asked for leave, to leave the Commission. We now need for the Commission to take us into their confidence and say, is this a personal matter? Does it relate to the work of the... We can understand if it's personal, we let that go. If it relates to the work of the Commission, we need to know how. And if he himself, as the evidence leaders, feel that he cannot pursue this because it might put his family and others at risk, that would be a concern. And as a country, I think it would already cast some sort of cloud over the Commission at this early stage of its life.
Yeah, completely weird that they're saying nothing. Now, second curveball that has hit the Commission has to do with Nathi Mthethwa. For those of you who may not know who Nathi Mthethwa is, he's the previous Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture who tried to buy a flag for 22 million rands.
We wanted to understand what is going to be paying for what, and so on. And the alternative was something which I thought was going to be a tick box exercise, that we have a flag.
So this one, what does it do? Does it lie? I'm trying to place 22 million in context.
It's 120 meters tall flag,
all right,
which is 10 meter by 15 meter, the flag itself.
Okay.
And during the day, it will be seen. At night, you'll also be able to see it. because
it's lit.
It lit at night because the education has to be continuous, both during the day and at night. And the massive nature of the flag is bringing in the steel industry, because
the steel industry. So the pole, is this the pole?
Yes, right from the building of the flag itself, with a lot of cranes which would have to get this very, big, massive steel with a lot of construction material and so on. So the value, as I said, would outlive us. Because it is important, JJ. It is important that we make the point that I hear you talk about priorities and so on.
So that's 3 years ago, and the outcry was so bad that the 22 million rands flag project was eventually cancelled.
Mthethwa comes to me. He says, "President, please tell me when I can call you." So I say, Mthethwa, I'm in a cabinet committee meeting. We'll talk afterwards. So I call him back, and he says, President, this flag thing, which is such a wonderful, initiative, it seems that our people are not happy with it. No, of course they are not happy. What should I do? Cancel this thing.
If I was a BE fat cat with a big stomach and layers of arrogance on the back of my neck, I would have also found that extremely funny, how we managed to rip off undernourished, purposely miseducated shack dwellers who give the blessing to be scammed. I'd be laughing. So that's Mthethwa. And sadly, what we discovered a day or two after Terry Motau left the commission is that Mr. Mthethwa is no more.
South Africa's ambassador to France, Nathi Mthethwa, has died in Paris. It's alleged that he fell from the 22nd floor of a hotel, though local authorities have not yet confirmed the exact circumstances surrounding his death. Well, Nathi Mthethwa did have a long history in politics here in the country. He had been French ambassador for just 1 year. Prior to his post in Paris, Mthethwa was Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture from 2014 to 2023, Minister of Police from 2008 to 2014. Born in KwaZulu-Natal, he rose to prominence in the ANC Youth League. In the aftermath of the 52nd National Conference held back in January 2008, the ANC installed him as Chief Whip in the National Assembly. He held that position until he joined the cabinet in September that year.
So some people are connecting dots in their minds because of what General Mkhwanazi exposed about Nathi Mthethwa, police minister, on his third day of testimony.
After having received this letter from advocate to say Mdluli must go to court, I received a phone call from the same Inspector General of Intelligence when I was driving home. She said I must come back and bring back that decision, the final decision she made about the criminal case, because she has risked her career with making that decision of saying Mdluli must be charged. She wants to withdraw that letter. So when I asked about why you want to withdraw the letter of a criminal case, you've read the case and you wrote to me and you say, Mdluli must go and face the music, why do you want to withdraw it? And she said, no, it's my career now in line. So I need to withdraw that. I made a wrong decision. I should not have said Mdluli must be charged. And I refused to come back and withdraw the letter. And then I received a phone call from the Minister of Police, Nathi Mthethwa, commissioners. I went to his residence in Waterkloof. And when I arrived there, the Inspector General is sitting on one side of the table, Mr. Mthethwa is sitting on the other side of the table. The minister says to me that I forced the Inspector General of Intelligence. Then I told her, I said, no, Minister, Advocate Khateb is an old woman. She's an advocate. How can I point a gun at her and force her to write a letter? Besides, when this letter was written in her office. The minister didn't want to hear any of that. A symbol say, must stop prosecuting Mdluli, or must stop disciplinary case against Mdluli. Now, if we talk about political interference, that was the worst I've ever experienced. At that time, Commissioner, I come from the specialized operation. The only thing I know is to chase criminals. And I'm promoted to become the acting National Commissioner, and I'm confronted with this in front of me. And I said, but this is not what I signed for when I joined the police. This can't be right. The minister can't give me these instructions. Then I said to the minister, maybe you brought me into this position and you thought you were going to use me as a pawn because perhaps of my age or whatever, but you are wrong. I'm not going to do that. If you want me to stop charging Mdluli, you must put it in black and white. And then the minister said, no, Inspector General, you must give something in writing to the National Commission to stop this investigation. Inspector General said, no, come with me to my office so I can give you a letter.
In the light of Mr. Mkhwebi's final decision, in the light of you saying the minister said stop the investigation.
Well, it stopped because the case could not be enrolled in court because the second letter of Mkhwebi that says stop. And that was the end of that case.
So the timing of Mr. Mthethwa's death by suicide so far is what we know. Obviously will make many people connect the dots that just when he must come and probably answer to this or get exposed further, he happens to commit suicide. It's not confirmed. What do we know about how he died?
And this is the Hyatt Regency, Paris Etoile, where Nathi Mthethwa appears to have taken his life yesterday. And we're getting more information now from the French judicial police who are investigating this incident about the hours that led up to his body being found after he appears to have thrown himself from a window on the 22nd floor of this skyscraper. It is the tallest hotel in Paris. According to Le Parisien, a newspaper here, basing this on sources that it has within the judicial police here in Paris, his disappearance was reported on Monday by Nathi Mthethwa's wife, Felicizwe Buthelezi, who said that she had last seen him shortly before 4:30 in the afternoon local time. That's 4:30 in the afternoon across South Africa as well on Monday, as he left his Paris residence to go to a cocktail party, part of his ambassadorial duties here in the French capital. The prosecutor's office says that the diplomat actually went here to the Hyatt Hotel instead, where he had, according to French prosecutors, booked a room about 10 days earlier. So that clearly indicates the possibility of pre-planning of all of this, not least because we also know from the police investigation that they believe that he specifically requested a room on a high floor, the 22nd floor of this hotel. I think the hotel has a total of 34 stories, so certainly at the upper levels of the Hyatt Regency. That same night, Monday night at 9:30, Nathi Mthethwa sent what his wife described as a final worrying message over his cell phone. He offered her his apologies and expressed his intention to end his life. After that, at some point, his cell phone was found abandoned in the Bois de Boulogne, which is a wooded area, the outer fringes of which lie not very far from this hotel here in Paris. And it was on Tuesday morning at around 11:10 in the morning that a Hyatt hotel security guard made the discovery of Nathi Mthethwa's body in what is being described as an interior courtyard. They found on the 22nd floor of this hotel, in the room that he was occupying, evidence that he had tried to force the window open using a pair of scissors that was reportedly found at the scene. There's only a thin sliver of window in the rooms of this hotel that you can actually open. So it would have taken considerable work to create a sufficiently large opening, but that is what appears to have taken place. And most importantly of all, of course, the French prosecutor's office is saying that they believe that this act was intentional and that no third parties were involved. In other words, they are continuing to investigate this and do believe that Nathi Mthethwa took his own life and that there was no foul play involved in any of this.
So the Mthethwa family obviously loses a son, and the commission doesn't get to hear a response to what was said about Mthethwa, the police minister under Jacob Zuma. And the third curveball that has just hit the Madlanga Commission is that General Khumalo has been giving evidence, allowing the commission and the public to snoop into texts sent by Kat Matlala to a couple of people. And it was pretty heated testimony that showed things like payments to comrades.
Mr. Mkhwanazi is sending a message to Mr. Matlala that this is outstanding. Now, Mr. Mkhwanazi is specific as to what is outstanding. You paid 37,000, the 111,000 is outstanding. Mr. Mkhwanazi is sending to Mr. Matlala a notice of an annual BPF presidential gala dinner with those particulars at 14:39. And then it's followed by the banking details that are forwarded by Mr. Mkhwanazi to Mr. Matlala. It's the names with identity numbers of 8 people with the message starting with flights. At 9:46 on the same date of the 8th, the message reads from Brown Mkhwanazi to Kat Matlala. They all fly on Friday and return Sunday.
And General Khumalo was revealing inner workings between Matlala and Mkhwanazi that touch on the minister's office, chief of staff, police officers, and many people being implicated through Kat Matlala's phone. And it is expected that that will put pressure on all the networks. No one knows how that will affect different people. I'm not speculating, but this is what is happening. And thinking about how this reverberates into networks, consider someone implicated looking at evidence like this.
A News 24 story with his photo, and the story is about, maybe if I read the first part, Mr. Matlala is sending to Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi. The National Commission Fanny Masimula has been ordered to terminate the controversial multi-million rand contract to provide health risk management services and institute a forensic investigation against the supplier. The probe into the tender followed a request by the police minister, Senzo Mchunu, after news of contract being awarded to the controversial business person emerged. Mr. Matlala, who sent this News 24 story is following it up now with a WhatsApp message which reads, "This was done under the minister's instructions, but it's okay. I'll see where to go from here, but I am not taking this lightly." Again, Mr. Matlala is sending a message, "Morning, just to let you know that my contract was cancelled yesterday, and I see you have been ignoring me and promising me things that never happened. Luckily, took screenshots of every conversation just in case something like this might happen. I'm taking all this to the media and some to court on Friday when I do the interdict." Mr. Mkhwanazi is responding to the message or notice of cancellation of the tender that Mr. Matlala shared it with him. Now he's responding, then he's asking, cancelled. This is the right time to know the truth, because you are now going to cite the minister, right? You will see his affidavit. This is the time every must show his side. If the minister or officials are involved, his response is as follows: but you know he's involved. I told you from day one, I'm not waiting for any lies anymore. By Friday, if they don't withdraw, I'll also hit back, and I'll hit very strong. Then the response from Mr. Mkhwanazi, it's very short. I don't think so. Okay, was just letting you know. Don't be surprised when you see it in court papers and the media. I'm not going to be taken for a ride. Mr. Mkhwanazi is responding to the previous message. He says, I am going to raise it with him.
So this is just the beginning of what General Khumalo exposed from the messages from Matlala's phone, which show conspiracy, paying for things, them arguing, Mkhwanazi showing that he's saying he'll talk to the minister, and all sorts of information is pouring out in black and white from Matlala's WhatsApps. So you can imagine that in these networks, it's a mess right now. The pressure is mounting, and General Khumalo was supposed to show up on the 1st of October to carry on with his testimony, but instead, this is what happened.
General Khumalo is not at his seat this morning. He left the precinct at 3 minutes after 9 this morning. He is not well. We, as the commission, have decided not to sit today, so we are taking an adjournment. You will hear from our spokesperson. Let us adjourn. Thank you.
Wow, so the chief evidence leader suddenly resigned. We don't know why. Minister Nathi Mthethwa, who was named, has fallen to his death. We don't know why. General Khumalo, just as he's going through Matlala's WhatsApps, couldn't make it to the commission. Does the commission spokesperson maybe have more information?
We will make an announcement during the course of the day as to the way forward. But for today, we are adjourned.
So, do we know how long he will not be available to testify for the commission?
No, we don't know that.
So, could this potentially see proceedings being suspended for the week?
We will make an announcement as soon as we know, but for today we are adjourned.
I mean, you are fully aware, Jeremy, of how sometimes there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around. Just a message to the public about, it's got nothing to do with whatever might have been happening around him at the commission, and that the venue and everything else is secure.
Yes, absolutely. So I think it's very important for us to say that the hearing was scheduled to start at 9:30. There is nothing out of the ordinary except that General Khumalo is not feeling well. And of course, Justice Madlanga took the decision to adjourn for the day instead.
So of course, many people are thinking many things because the people involved already know what's coming up. They probably can tell what the consequences will be. So, crazy times. And we've got the spokesperson of the police to at least give us some information about General Khumalo's situation.
General Nathi Mthethwa wishes to inform the public that the Divisional Commissioner for Crime Intelligence, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo, is receiving the best medical care after feeling unwell this morning. The General felt unwell after arriving at the bridge at Mabandla Justice College, where he was due to continue with his testimony. General Mthethwa is in contact with the senior officer and confirms that he is in good spirits and taking health advice from his physician. The General's health is receiving priority, and the Madlanga Commission will be kept abreast of all developments pertaining to his condition, as well as when he will be available to continue.
So we don't know what's going on, and of course speculation is expected throughout. Was he poisoned? Did someone threaten Mthethwa to hide evidence? Or was he just scared that evidence is going to come out in some in-camera session or in one of the Matlala messages? We don't know. We can only speculate. But the commission has announced that they'll start again on the 13th of October. So we'll see. My biblical reaction. So we are dealing with a shift of forces in the country. And in one video, this one here, we said that that would go with a lot of drama. See, then one of the crowd answered and said, "Teacher, I bring you my son who has a mute spirit, and whenever it seizes him, it throws him down, he foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. So I spoke to your disciples, and they couldn't cast it out. Then he said, bring him to me. Then they brought him to him, and when he saw him, immediately the spirit convulsed, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming at the mouth." Drama. So he asked his father, how long has this been happening to him? So as soon as he sees so much drama with this evil spirit, his first question is, what is the time period? Because here's what happens. The drama that it takes to unseat a wicked force depends on how ingrained the force is. And one of those determiners is time. The longer the time, the more dramatic the casting out of that wicked spirit. South Africa has been under the evil force of the ANC for 30 years. And so, as the ANC is losing its grip, unfortunately, you and I are gonna have to see lots of drama, like we are already seeing with the Madlanga Commission. Expect lots of drama as a lifestyle in South Africa until things settle down, when the ANC has finally removed its wicked claws from power. So I promised you an announcement. Well, here on the good side, my book, The Soft Life, 3 Simple Secrets Comrades Don't Want You to Know. This may change how you vote forever, is coming out on the 1st of November 2025. So this will be available for those of you who want to get a copy. We're going to have 2 publications of this book, the normal publication, and we're going to have a mass publication of the book that will be printed cheaper on cheaper material. And what we're going to do is we want to put it in 1 million hands in South Africa as we look forward to 2029. So we're going to go and put it in hands in informal settlements, in townships, to reverse the miseducation of the Marxists on our people. And if we just get a 10%, 30%, 40% return, we would have won this battle. And so I want to invite you to join some of these precious people's signatures behind me who have participated in the Catalyst Fund, because we want to raise 2.2 million, but we will, so that for the first phase of this project, we can be printing and distributing copies. And some of you have asked on this channel, if can I send you copies? We'll absolutely do that. Some of you are stationed in areas and you think you can help distribute. Well, we'll be able to post a bunch of copies down to you, and you can distribute and take pictures, and we would love to see it. And some of it, we'll do it ourselves. We will go out, we will have the map so that we can have pins on the map in relation to what's happening in each area, and just put books in people's hands. So I'm inviting you, please participate. with the Prosperity Catalyst Fund. If you know someone in business, go tell them. Bonsai and I are fighting for your business to grow. And I'm talking about the mid-sized businesses. Bonsai and I want to make sure that your small business, your mid-sized business, one day has a chance to become a big business. So how about we do this? You help us with the Prosperity Catalyst Fund. How about you come and make a contribution? Now, down to anyone, there's no contribution too small. There's no contribution too large. And we then gonna make sure that we educate our people. Rather, I would say, unmiseducate our people in the country, because the battle is not won at the polls. The battle is won between the ears. And it's written in simple way that makes it easy to read. Lots of stories, lots of examples, very palatable. It's not a textbook. It's a heart-to-heart conversation between myself and South Africans. So I ask that you get involved in that, because I really can't take the poverty. I really can't take people not living for their dreams, but living for survival. I really can't take a failing state that is not inspiring people, that is not taking them anywhere, and leading to continual poverty and unemployment, small business people struggling, thinking they are not good business people, not knowing that it's the environment that's sabotaging them because of bad Marxist policy. So I ask you to go to the bottom, get involved with the Prosperity Catalyst Fund, and we'll keep you posted. But was the 1st of November, we are coming out with our book. So that's exciting. And no man can serve two masters, because either he's going to love the one or hate the other, or he'll despise the one and honor the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx. I know that South Africa will prosper. So let's make history together. See you in the comments, and see you at the Prosperity Catalyst Fund. Cheers.